Good afternoon, everybody. Thumbs up if you can see me and you can hear me. What's up, Christine? What's up, Lee? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Brenda? And welcome to the Investment Club. What's up, Daniela? What's up, David? What's up, Ann? What's up, Rob? We got Niall as well. We got all sorts of people here. Great to see everybody. And look, this is a big, big deal that was announced. And I don't think it's being taken as seriously as it needs to be taken, because PayPal creating their very own stablecoin in the midst of everything being regulated by the SEC's Gary Gensler is a bold, bold move. And I don't have to tell how many people here are living in the United States right now. Just put your hands up if you're in the US. Show me. Nobody? Nobody? A few people here. Obviously, Martini is. You know, it's not exactly the most crypto-friendly place. And so to take a company like PayPal that has a massive market there, and for them to come out and create a stablecoin from scratch, you know, it really is kind of thumbing their nose, in my opinion, at potential regulations from the federal government, SEC, et cetera. And yet they see it as a crucial part of them being a successful web platform for payments. And that makes total sense to me. But the timing of it, quite frankly, surprises me. I would have thought this would have happened in the first quarter next year. You know, I would have really not thought this happened right now. So it's a bold move. I think it's an incredible sign. I think it's a sign that we're out of this, I would say, this regulation winter. And I think we're kind of come back, and I think we're going to come back with a vengeance. How many people agree with me here that you see this as a bullish sign? Christine does, Merrick does as well. Who else? Ann does, David, okay, Niall as well, and Rob. Yeah, I don't think this is getting enough coverage, quite frankly. I mean, there's a few people making videos about it, but I mean, it's a very, very bullish sign. In my opinion, just as important as BlackRock coming out recently saying that they think Bitcoin is digital gold, and also that they're pushing for this Bitcoin ETF. And you know, it's only a matter of time when you get an institution as big as BlackRock that owns more assets than anybody else in the world pushing for this ETF. At some point, there's so much pressure that even a Gary Gensler can't stop it from happening. This is super bullish for us, because when these things start to happen, you know, you can easily see crypto start to move massively. And we know crypto is literally the most volatile asset on the planet. Raise your hand if you felt that before with crypto's volatility, right? I mean, it's insane. When I worked on Wall Street, you give something a percentage of volatility, because we trade options on things like that. And so crypto has like 100% volatility. Now, I think it was 2 nights ago, we had legendary macro investor Dan Tapiero on our call. We're putting $1 million into his $1 billion fund. He is an incredible guy, and we look forward to working with him over the next 10 years. And he said, look, you know, I basically positioned and traded grain futures, which are some of the most volatile instruments out there, right? Commodity futures. And the price of grain can really move based on the rainfall and the sunshine and the demand and transportation. He's like, that was 30 or 40% volatility. Crypto's at 100. And so it just becomes a really intense asset to try to trade, which is why most people get wrecked trading crypto. Can I just see hands? Have you ever been wrecked on a crypto trade before? Come on, be honest, right? Yeah. Because as a human, you have no basis over the last 200,000 years for an asset that's volatile. You know, you just don't. You never woke up one morning and had 1 cow yesterday, and then this day you had 5 cows, and then there were 1 cow, and then there were 0 cows, and then there were 13 cows. This is what crypto is like, okay? But the natural world has nothing like that. And so what do? We make terrible decisions, right? We FOMO in, fear of missing out when the price goes up, and then we sell all of our assets when we see fear, uncertainty, and doubt FUD on the way down. And we end up making terrible decisions. And so this is an asset class that's a very tricky one to deal with, but I see this going up and up and up in the future. And again, it can whip. So Bitcoin could easily print at 35,000 any week now, and that could easily go to 40,000. And then guess what? The party is back on. We're going to see more token raises. We're doing a token raise right now inside the investment club. How many people from the investment club are in here right now? Just raise your hand if you're in our investment club. A couple people here, right? Okay, good. And so we're right now doing a token investment, and we're pretty excited about that. So let's jump into this. I want to share what's going on. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. They come DNM right near to me. And let's jump in and look at what's going on with PayPal. Booyah, here we go. Can everybody see this on their screen? You've got the PayPal stablecoin in the left-hand corner there. And the big news is this, PayPal, hold on one second, enters the crypto payments market with a stablecoin launch. And the question is, will Bitcoin hit 300,000? Why did I put that out there? Well, Mark Yusko, who's another epic legendary trader in this space, who we featured on last week's call, he just said that Bitcoin could go to 300,000 and the entire asset class of crypto could go to 6 trillion. That's the size of the gold market. And if it actually starts to meet the size of the gold market, that's where Bitcoin goes, to 300,000, which is a 10x move. So these are real things. These are real possibilities. And that's why I put them out there. I'm not just picking a number out of the air. This is an important deal. This is a big deal. And by the way, let me say one thing. Does anybody know who started PayPal? Anybody know the main guy's name who started PayPal? Right? Yeah, somebody knows here. Lee knows. Thomas knows. Yeah, his surname rhymes with Tusk, right? So this is an interesting thing to see because Elon Musk, you know, along with Peter Thiel and the PayPal mafia, created this company. And now they're going into stablecoins, right? What's Elon Musk doing? He's turning Twitter, now X, into what I believe is going to be a payment platform, probably with its own stablecoin. Does anybody here think we'll see the X stablecoin anytime soon? Raise your hand if you think that's a possibility, right? Some of you do. Lee does. Okay, Merrick does as well. I think you're right. So we might be watching here a precursor to what happens with one of the biggest social networks in the world. And by the way, Elon is racking up even bigger user engagement than Twitter had before he bought it. So all the people that are complaining that Elon screwed up Twitter, it's actually not true. He's got more daily active users than he's ever had. And I think it's like 130 million. Maybe I'm wrong on that number. That's a lot. Imagine those people now all using a stablecoin or all using crypto. Now he's teased that he's going to use Dogecoin. I don't think he's serious, but who knows? The point is that the only way X makes money, in my opinion, is through a payment platform. It's not going to make money through advertising and videos from creators, in my opinion. So I think that's coming soon. But that's another video. Let's jump in here to today's presentation. If you got any questions, DM me. I'm going to go fast and take some notes because this stuff can make you a lot of money. First of all, I just want to say that everything on this video is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for investment advice, please seek a duly licensed professional for that. All right. Is that good for everybody? Raise your hand if that makes sense. Cool. Let's jump in. So PayPal launches US dollar stablecoin. Again, this really surprised me. They're calling it PYUSD. Look, there's a lot of stablecoins out there, right? The big ones are Tether. The other one is USDC. I've had Jeremy Allaire, the CEO of USDC, on the show. And Dan Tapiero is an investor in Circle that issues USDC. It's the only audited treasury approved stablecoin. Tether is the most widely used stablecoin. The assets that back up Tether aren't exactly clear that they're totally liquid and totally, you know, the highest of quality, but it still hasn't failed. Then you have lots of other stable coins, like Tron has one. You've got kind of pseudo algorithmic stable coins. But look, we haven't seen a stable coin fail since USD failed, right? Since Terra Luna. And that was an algorithmic stable coin, and that was a mess. We did see Circle USDC depeg during Silicon Valley crisis, but then it came back. So this is interesting. And it's interesting that PayPal realizes that people want to use the blockchain to send money to each other. What a concept. And PayPal has a massive network. A lot of people use it. A lot of people that aren't too savvy can use it to make payments. A lot of people that don't get into the banking system can use it. So again, this is a massive deal. Let's keep going. Again, PayPal pushes deeper into crypto payments. This could only be the beginning, perhaps. They might be going deeper and deeper and deeper. And so again, I'm very surprised because the banking sector here in the UK and here in the US is actively discouraging people to go into crypto. How many people have a hard time getting your bank to allow you to buy crypto? Raise your hand if you do, right? It's probably most everybody in here. It's ridiculous, right? And so the fact that, you know, basically a digital bank, which is what PayPal is going straight into it. Again, I'm surprised. I thought they would have just kept their head down. And it probably means that they know something that we don't. And again, why PayPal stablecoin scares Washington and could shake legislative talks. So again, this is a big move. If PayPal moves into it, Washington might start getting worried about it. Now, they could try to push back, But if enough companies push into this, there's only so much they can do. As one of my guests used to say, stop acquiescing. They actually don't, they're not as strong as you think they are. So if everybody moves forward with this, it's not obvious that they can stop it. Of course, everyone's talking about comparisons to Facebook Libra. Does everybody remember Facebook's coin that they were trying to bring out over the last year, 2 or 3 years? Washington kind of squashed that. So people are whispering about this. But then again, if it's a stable coin, it's a completely different instrument. So this comes straight from the articles that I've been reading, and I thought I'd want to give you the exact details of what they're saying. So this is what was written about that. PayPal's new move will crank up the heat on an already simmering debate over US stablecoin rules. We expected legislation before year end on stablecoins. We haven't seen it yet. Again, it continues. Still, it's coming into a market in a different era. It's true. They weren't doing this a year ago. They're doing it now, arguably closer than the industry has ever been to getting lawmakers to write rules for these tokens. So we're very close. And again, if you're PayPal, you must know something, because why not wait another 6 months? Again, this is a big sign. The announcement's a clear signal that stablecoins, if issued under a clear regulatory framework, hold promise as a pillar of our 21st century payment system. That's big. Now, I had a conversation with Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, last year. Does everybody know Jordan Belfort? Right? He made that crazy movie, Wolf of Wall Street. Nobody knows him? No? Yeah, you know that guy. And he said to me, he said, Brian, I can't believe crypto got as far as it did. He said, I was in the penny stock business. And he said, I thought the Fed would have blocked crypto years ago. The fact that it's still here means that maybe it's too late for them to block. And that's what's interesting here. Like, is it possible for the US government to ban all stablecoins? Raise your hand if you think it's possible for them to actually ban all stablecoins, or is it too late? Is it possible for them to ban Bitcoin? It's not. You can't ban Bitcoin. Every time China bans Bitcoin, by the way, they banned it about 8 times. Every time they ban Bitcoin, it goes up. Have you ever seen the graphs? It just goes up. It goes up like 20% every time they ban it. And so you might argue that it's too late. And what's that famous line? If you can't beat them, join them. And a lot of people think that Circle is positioning itself for almost like the official stable coin. So we'll see what happens. But again, I think this is a major sign, folks, that a lot of people just aren't paying attention to, but you are. We are waiting for this market to pop. And Martini knows I've been doing these master classes here specifically on crypto now about 3 weeks in a row. There is sign after sign after sign after sign that this market's ready to pop. I'm telling you, folks. We see the Bitcoin ETF. We see companies like BlackRock talking it up. We see sovereign wealth funds saying they want to diversify their portfolios. We see all the signs pointing this way. And yet, nothing's moved. Everything's been flat for like 2-3 months now. Bitcoin won't go above 30,000. It's waiting for something, right? And it's going to happen when you least expect it. But get ready, because it will happen. So I want to play a quick video for you that just shows the announcement. And again, I thought the announcement was also a really interesting move, because it actually shows you how serious they are about it. Because it's not like they're timidly announcing it. Like, they're coming out and talking this thing up as if it's like kind of one of the biggest things out there. So let me play this video. I think it's very relevant. I like to read between the lines, and this is telling me a lot here. So this was the announcement for the stablecoin. I mean, that's pretty bold, right? Put your hands up if you think that's pretty bold, right? That's pretty strong, right? I don't know. That's kind of in your face. It's talking about Web3. It's talking about available in the US, exchanges, all these things that are kind of a little bit taboo to talk about. So again, really strong game, in my opinion. I was pretty surprised and also pretty impressed that they were going that big with that. So let's keep this going. And let me show you what I've got for you next, because that kind of lays out the possibilities. And then I want to see where this kind of takes us. Because the other signs are there. And you heard me talk about it. Again, BlackRock, Deutsche Bank, other giants, are talking about bringing trillions of dollars into the Bitcoin market. Trillions of dollars. I've heard names like 15 trillion. This asset class, according to Dan Tapiero on our private emergency call that we had on Monday, he told us it was a $1.7 trillion asset class now. That's basically all the crypto and all the equity of all the companies. You put $15 trillion into that market, obviously the price goes up, probably 10x. So we're starting to really look at these massive moves that could be sitting up there. The great accumulation rate for Bitcoin. Remember, there's only 21 million Bitcoin that have been made. About 1 million, by the way, have been lost. Raise your hand if you knew that. About 1 million Bitcoin have been lost, right? They'll never be found again. They're out there in the ether somewhere and will be unclaimed. So again, there'll be a time where people are scrambling for these assets. This is Larry Fink, the BlackRock CEO. And everybody could have swore that he got fired as a BlackRock CEO and he's been hired as the chief marketing officer for Bitcoin because he's literally been going out talking it up. This is the same guy that 2 years ago was calling it rat poison. And you got Michael Saylor, who I've had on the show, who owns $5 billion of Bitcoin, posting this and obviously talking this up. So again, more signs that more institutional money is going into this market. And I consider PayPal institutional money. This is Dan Tapiero, all right? Dan is the man. He is a macro guru, and he believes that this entire market is going to a $10 trillion market cap, which again is 10x from here, which is actually 10x Bitcoin would be 300,000. If you start to hear many experts across the board predicting something similar, you probably know you're in for a correct appraisal of what's going on. Now, look, I can't even start about how amazing our call was with Dan. He spent an entire hour with about 100 of us on an emergency call. I still think there's a replay somewhere. If you're interested, Martini will probably drop it in the chat if you want to watch it. We are putting $1 million into his $1 billion fund. He already owns basically the picks and shovels and the bricks and mortar of the blockchain industry because his previous fund was $1.2 billion. And he bought everything that I teach you inside my crypto and DeFi accelerator. He owns the Nano Ledger cold wallet. He owns a piece of Circle, the most widely accepted and trusted stablecoin. He owns a big chunk of Deribit, which is the biggest and pretty much only options exchange for Bitcoin and Ethereum. He owns part of Consensus, which owns MetaMask, which is the biggest hot wallet in the space. And the list goes on and on and on and on. And so Dan came by recently and told me what was going on. And I wanted to play a short clip from the trailer of what he said. Again, there used to be these commercials in the United States back in the day. You probably don't remember them, but they were for a company called E.F. Hutton. And they would show this crowded restaurant and these people are there. And then all of a sudden there was a guy from E.F. Hutton and he'd just say to someone at his table, well, I think the markets are going to, and then the whole place would go silent and everybody would be looking at what he said. That's basically Dan Tapiero, right? And so when Dan talks, everybody listens because Dan knows what he's doing and he's highly respected and trusted. And I believe he's got $100 million of his own money in this fund. And so you want to really bet on someone that puts their own money where their mouth is and also has an incredible track record. So this is what Dan told me recently about crypto, about the market, and about everything Web3.
We're the only fund that focuses exclusively on blockchain and crypto business.
I still remember the conversation we had 17 months ago. You said, look, Brian, I'm not the guy that's going to get you 100x. I'm going to get you 10x, and I'm going to invest in companies with revenue. It was not what people wanted to hear when Bitcoin hit its high in November, but then fast forward 18 months, you're looking like one of the savviest investors out there.
We are investing at the growth stage. We're looking to invest in companies that are going to be able to withstand the bear phase. A company like Animoca made more revenue in 22 than in 21. Think about that for a second. You had a massive bear phase in the cryptocurrency markets, and here's a company that actually did better. Of the 26 investments, we only had one that was impaired. It was only 2.5% of total assets.
I think you had a term where you said under the hood, there's a lot going on. All of these things are growing and building. The price of Ethereum can stay the same, and they're still going to create hundreds of millions of dollars of value.
We try to pick established companies that are making big chunks of revenue because they have the flexibility to take that risk, add that business line, buy that small company that could be building the future.
You plan
plan on just introducing synergies between all of those companies. You can create a ton of value for your portfolio companies.
We are going to be very focused on helping bring some of our companies to the public markets. 5 years from now, Coinbase is not going to be the only public crypto blockchain business in the world. 10 trillion is what I call would be the value of the digital asset ecosystem, which is the value of all the cryptocurrencies and all the equity in the space.
There we go. All right, nice, nice. What do we think of Dan Tapiero? We feeling him, right? Does it feel like he knows what he's talking about? We're huge fans of Dan Tapiero. We just put the links there in the chat. Actually, the link I just put in actually has a copy of the call we had the other night. And then Martini's link is just actually an earlier call we had with him about a month ago. So you got enough Dan Tapiero there to take care of you. Look, Dan knows that it's only a matter of time before this ecosystem gets adopted. How many of you agree, by the way, that it's only a matter of time before blockchain is involved in everything in our daily lives, all the transactions, everything that we do? Yeah. How many also believe that you want a source of money that cannot be censored by a government, by a bank, or by an institution? Raise your hand if you'd like to have money like that. Yeah, I know I would, right? And raise your hand, finally, if you're a little concerned about CBDCs, especially the US's FedNow program. And again, the fact that your money could be censored, tracked, or completely taken away from you in a heartbeat. Like, these are all realities. And so it's good to listen to people that are telling you where this is going to go. I don't know about you, but I don't want all my money controlled and monitored by other people. And it feels like that's happening more and more and more these days. And I don't like it. So there's a lot of reasons to be involved in these ecosystems. This is a few, and that's just Dan's take on it. Again, we couldn't be more excited to invest in this fund, and we're closing that deal out as we speak. Takeaways from him are this. One of his portfolio companies, by the way, is Animoca Brands. One is also Yuga Labs, the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Animoca owns over 600 gaming companies in the world. Yatsu, their chairman, is a legend. He's the single most important person in the open metaverse. But Animoca made more money last year than the year before. So in 2021, where Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 69,000, and then the next year where Bitcoin went down to 16,000, Animoca made more money in 22 than 21. And Dan's a guy that looks at fundamentals. And if a company is making more revenue, then it's clearly doing better. So don't always follow the price of Bitcoin because it doesn't tell you the whole story. Does that make sense to everybody here? Just raise your hand if it does. I've seen this so many times on Wall Street, is that people look at the asset price and they assume that that dictates the health of a market. It's just not true. I was in the dot-com crash in New York City in 2000, and it was brutal. Everybody got taken out, but tech didn't stop developing. On the back of that, Google was created, Facebook was created. All these massive companies that became multi-trillion-dollar companies came out of that. So, you know, Dan's a savvy investor, and right now he's buying some of these companies for pennies on the dollar because he knows that come the next bull market, they're going to be the next massive, massive gems worth trillions and trillions of dollars. And again, Dan says that digital assets will go from 1 trillion to 10 trillion, and crypto adoption is inevitable. Inevitable. That's kind of where we're at. So always good to check in with people like this. Today, I want to just talk about why PayPal issued that stablecoin. Does this mean regulation is coming? And then I want to show you how you can trade and profit now. You've got to learn this stuff now, folks. You've got to be able to understand what stablecoins are, how to move them around, how to finance your stablecoins, liquidity pools, yield swapping. You know, you even need to understand how options work, how trading work, all of that good stuff. And we have some experience of doing that inside our group. We are currently, by the way, investing over $3 million, although it's probably over $4 million now. And not only three, there's actually 4 crypto and AI deals we're closing right now as we speak. We've got a Web3 super app called Open. We got Dan Tapiero's 1RT. We've got Life Beyond, this incredible metaverse token sale. And we've got Zarka, our artificial intelligence deal, right, Martini? So we got 4 different deals we're literally closing down in the next 2 days. And people right now are frantically trying to get into these deals because we offer access to a small group of London realers. So we kind of really know what's going on behind the scenes. And like I said, we're investing in equity and in tokens. So we know how all of this works. The only reason that my kind of inside team here at London Real, a bunch of students that are a lot like you, are able to invest in these token sales is because they invested in their education for the past 2 years. So when we dropped this token deal last week, they were able to raise $250,000 in 48 hours by plugging their hot wallets into a protocol and moving stable coins to set up for this buy. That's because they had been working on their education. So I would implore you, right now is the time to work on your education when it comes to crypto and DeFi, so you can be ready when this market moves. And by the way, we do all of these investments through something called London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. This is something I created 2 years ago so we could invest in the most cutting-edge companies and empower founders and also create massive amounts of wealth for London Realers around the world, at least those that were ready to pull the trigger and come alongside of us and create generational wealth over the next 10 years. This has never been done before in the world. No one's ever matched a media company the size of ours up with basically a venture fund at the same time. It's a very, very special moment, and we expect to be dominating the market at least for the next 12 to 18 months. These are the companies we've already invested in. There's another probably 4 on top of here that we have to update because we're doing deals left and right. And it all comes down to our why. And I'll ask you, what is your why? This is our why here at London Real. Our mission is to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. For the last 12 years, every day I wake up, that's the mission. Whether that can embody into an episode, into a course I teach in the London Real Academy. That could be my TED Talk. That could be an event here, like when we do our 1,000-person summits here. That could be even a masterclass like tonight. I am here to help transform humanity. And we invest with the same aim. We want to empower people that want to give you the power back, transform people, make you fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative. So that's why we're here, folks. And that's why I'm spending this time with you right now, because I want to empower you in any way, shape, or form that I can. And on top of that, I've also got a couple personal reasons I'm doing this, because these guys just got Bitcoin accounts last week. I kid you not. They got their own IMAX here at the headquarters, right over my thing. I keep an eye on them, make sure they're not up to no good over there. And now they got Bitcoin. And so they're really excited. They are understanding money. They're not poor guys. They got about 70, 80 pounds to their name from doing chores the last 6 months. And now they understand that you need some digital money. They had piggy banks at home, and one day some of their money went missing. And I'm not quite sure who borrowed their money, but they were like, what's going on here? And I said, well, if you really want to keep your money safe, you want to put it in Bitcoin, because then nobody can touch it. And they really like that idea. So now they're coming along and they're going to be digitally native very, very soon. So I'm doing this for them as well. That's why we're investing so heavily too. So let's keep going here. It all comes down with our philosophy here inside the Crypto and DeFi Academy. And that is something we took from Sun Tzu, who wrote the book called The Art of War. And he says quite plainly, every battle is won before it's ever fought. How many people agree with that statement? Just put your hands up. How many people believe that every battle is won before it's ever fought? Christine, you're with me here. Martini, Daniela. Okay, cool. Marcus as well. Lee, what does that mean? Well, you know, there's a great movie called Wall Street. And in that movie, there's this supposed villain named Gordon Gekko. And he says, I don't throw darts on a board. I bet on sure things. Now, what's he trying to say? He doesn't come to work one day and roll the dice and hope that he wins. He bets on sure things. And that's the way that we work here at London Real. And so we try to go into every battle and have it won before it's fought. How do we do that? It's one word, folks. It's called preparation. So we are constantly preparing for the battle that's always coming in the future. And so again, perfect example. Martini was on this call last Thursday. Ben, the CEO of Life Beyond, came on the show. It's the hottest metaverse company I've ever seen, backed by the biggest name in the business, which is Animoca Brands, going on the hottest chain out there, which I can't even talk about here, okay? And he told the whole class about the investment opportunity, and he's like, you got about 48 hours, and it's a token raise, and you'll need stable coins to get in. Guess what? We won, because me and about 1,000 London Realers have already gone through my 4-week crypto and DeFi accelerator. And so they had hot wallets. They knew what stable coins were. They knew how to do everything. So like I said, within 48 hours, I think it was actually about 30 hours, we had $250,000 raised. That's a perfect example of how we had been working during these crypto winters, during these bear markets, when nothing was going on, we had been working every single day, preparing ourselves, forging our brains, putting ourselves through the process. I had been traveling the world trying to get the hottest deals in the world, right? Martini has been tirelessly working, building this amazing community, and we were all ready. So guess what? When the battle kicked off, we won. We won big time. Now, a lot of people would have been, oh my God, what are you talking about? I got to go learn this. Let me do this. And you would have missed this opportunity and lost. And so I'm telling you, folks, now is the time to prepare. When did Noah build the ark? Before it rained. That's what you should be doing right now. And Martini's heard me say it before. I'm going to say it again. You can always be doing three things, regardless of the price of Bitcoin. You can be investing in your education, you can be investing in your influence, and you can be investing in early stage deals. You should be doing these all the time. And if you're not, well, guess what? You're going to miss out when the bull market comes. Now, you've seen all those crypto billionaires that made their billions in the crypto bull markets. Anybody ever seen those guys, right? Or you heard about them? On my show in 2021, I had 8 weeks of London Real where I only spoke to billionaires, right? For a while, it was a little weird. I would meet someone out in public. I'd be like, oh, you're not a billionaire? Never mind. I don't have time for you, right? It was billionaire after billionaire after billionaire. It was Sandeep from Polygon. It was Justin from Tron. It was Michael Saylor. It was like it on and on and on, right? Why were these people billionaires? Because they did this. They prepared in the bear market, right? The bear market is when the great companies are built. That's when the great investments are made. That's when you should be educating yourself. And that's what we've been doing here for the past year, 18 months. So that's our philosophy, and that's how we go into this. This is Saifedean Ammous. He's the economist and author. He just wrote a book called The Bitcoin Standard. And I wanted him to come here just to remind you that you're in the right place and you should understand that crypto is the future. And if you don't have crypto, Saifedean has one message for you. Have fun staying poor. Now, he's from Lebanon, and the Lebanese like to give it to you straight. That's why I like the Middle East. And he wants to tell you what's going on. He was also just appointed by the president of El Salvador to be the economics minister down there because they have Bitcoin as legal tender. And so listen carefully to what he has to say. If you have any doubts in your mind as to whether crypto is the future or you're in the right place, well, hopefully he will quell those things. And if you have any faith in your current fiat currency and your Federal Reserve System, well, he's got a couple thoughts about that. So here he is.
For me, the dollar is over. The fiat bargain broke down. Show me what you've done with your portfolio, with your bonds, with your stocks over the last 5 years, and how has it outperformed Bitcoin? Have fun staying poor. This is just a better technology for money. And your technology for money is a broken technology that is optimized for your government to steal from you. It's optimized for the government to be able to finance its operation. You start printing money to fix the consequences of money printing. This is the kind of mentality that you get into.
It takes maybe someone like you to step back and say, wait a second, maybe none of this is true. You wrote Bitcoin Standard in 18, way before COVID printing, way before inflation skyrocketing. You were calling this years before that.
If you don't want Bitcoin, if you don't agree with Bitcoin, if you don't like Bitcoin, continue to use your local government's scam money, continue to hold government bonds, continue to get wiped out, put your money in banks that go under, and enjoy poverty. If you look at it realistically, all currencies are in hyperinflation at slow motion. In the long run, Bitcoin is the short on all of those currencies. And you know that there's not going to be more than 21 million, and you know that nobody can make more of it, and you know nobody can take away your coins. So then that means you can go and live your life. Do a productive thing for society, spend less than you earn, save the rest in Bitcoin, and live your life.
Booyah. What do we think of Saifedean? We feeling him? Yeah, he really has some great things to say. How many people think that when your government, how many people believe in the statement that tax is theft? How many people agree with that? When your government taxes you, they're stealing your money. Okay, a few people. How many people believe that money printing is theft? When they print more money of the money you have and it devaluates it. How many people think inflation is theft? Yeah, I think he's on to something here, right? And all of our fiat currencies that's happening with. Now, you might look at some currencies like in Venezuela or Zimbabwe and say that's extreme, but it's happened right there in the good old United States of America and right here in England. We were some of the countries that printed the most amount of money during COVID. And that wasn't a surprise that the stock market crashed and then was up 33%. That basically meant that your money was worth 33% less. By the way, that's the reason Michael Saylor bought $5 billion of Bitcoin, because he had cash on his public company balance sheet. And he said, wait a second, I am not being a good CEO owning cash. I need to own Bitcoin. And that's the reason he did that, is because they printed money. So keep this in mind. This is an important thing to realize. Now, look, I don't think fiat currency is going anywhere anytime soon. I'm not ready to short the dollar. It's going to be around for a while. But I also understand that the dollar has limitations and it's being debased. So you want to definitely hold some digital assets alongside of it. And so takeaways are this: fiat currency is trash in the long run. It allows your government to steal from you. And he believes Bitcoin is the only sensible investment. Now, look, these Bitcoin maxis take it to the max. My old friend Max Kaiser does the same. He's down in El Salvador as well. But I think it's a little extreme, but it's also good to spend time with them because they kind of show you a mirror to what you're thinking with your money as well. This, by the way, is our 8-step trading checklist. And this is something we give all of our students inside our Crypto and DeFi Academy. And just because you came tonight, I thought I'd just give it to you for free. You might want to take a screenshot of this. These are the rules you want to have before you put on any trade. These are crucial. And I would argue most of you, none of you can probably follow a single one of these rules, because as a human, you are built to break all of these rules. Now, my favorite is number 4. Once you have profit in a trade, never let it become a loss. How many people have ever had profit in a trade, like a Bitcoin trade, had a profit and then watched it turn into a loss? Raise your hand if you have, right? Come on, be honest, right? Anybody who held Bitcoin and it went up to 69,000 and then watched it go down to 16,000, this happened to you. And so one of the things we teach in module 4 of my Crypto and DeFi Academy is how to put in what we call a stop loss trade. Has anyone heard of a stop loss trade, by the way? Just raise your hand if that makes sense. What it is it's a program trade that gets you out of a position so you don't lose your shirt on it, or you don't lose the farm on your trade. If you can just follow this one rule, number 4, you would probably save yourself millions of dollars in losses over time. So these rules are incredible. I teach the discipline. I learned this from some of the greatest traders on Wall Street. I started on Wall Street 30 years ago in 1993, and nobody was teaching this stuff. I still don't think anyone is credible that's teaching this stuff. And so we will teach you how to be a better trader and how to not just take a bloodbath when you're investing in crypto. And it's easy to, by the way, as I alluded to earlier. Next, I want to talk about Mark Yusko. Mark is, again, right up there with Dan Tapiero. They hang out a lot. He runs a multi-billion-dollar fund. And he, again, believes this is the opportunity of our lifetime. Mark is a very well-respected guy. He is very credible, and he comes from the traditional markets. And for me, it's great for me to listen to these. I love watching these alongside of you because it reminds me that our thesis here at London Real is correct. We believe in this space for the next 10 years. We've made a commitment to blockchain as the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. That's what we believe. And so everything we do here does that, from our investments to our academies to everything that we're doing. And so this is what Mark Yusko has said.
This idea that it's just Bitcoin, just Ethereum, no, it's the technological evolution, not revolution. What blockchain will do to financial services is what the internet did to media and commerce. But it doesn't just transfer market cap, it expands. Blockchain busts the monopoly of finance, and they make lots of money being the trusted third parties between the exchange of value. What blockchain technology does is it goes from dual entry accounting to triple entry accounting. Now you have a ledger, I have a ledger, but there's this third ledger that exists in an encrypted form permanently, immutably. We're replacing trust with truth. This fundamentally changes how humanity interacts. Why? Well, because people are realizing that when you put your money in the bank, it's no longer your money. Well, with blockchain, we don't need them. So So it allows us to break the shackles. Humanity moves forward because of human creativity, human ingenuity, innovation.
You mentioned FTX. What do you think actually happened?
I don't believe Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline were the masterminds of anything. And I think there is a much higher power that masterminded the whole thing to disparage crypto, to slow down the adoption.
You're excited. You think there's great opportunities in this market, and you're just looking forward to the next 10 years, knowing that this will all happen. It's just about how it happens.
I am incredibly optimistic. It's just so inspiring to be around people who are looking forward, who are looking for solutions and innovations. What I actually love to do is seek people with opposite views, to have dialogue and debate and search of truth. And now the problem is you're not allowed to talk to people. Left can't talk to right, up can't talk to down. No, that's what you need to do. Talk to listen and learn and discern. You may still believe what you believe and you may believe it more, but occasionally you might change your mind.
We like Mark Yusko. We feeling him, right? Really a fresh opinion on that whole thing. How many people agree with him about FTX? That it was a little bit more going on than a couple 29-year-olds, right? Playing around down in the Bahamas, right? I think he might be right. And again, you look at the timing of it, just in time for BlackRock to come in and for PayPal to come in and for Deutsche Bank to come in, right? After FTX got cleared out at the end of last year. It's a little too convenient, I would say. And so I like listening to people like Mark because, again, he reminds us that our thesis is correct. And so my takeaways from Mark are the following. Crypto is technological evolution. It's not revolution, folks. It's evolution. He believes this is natural. This is something that was going to happen either way. And I agree with him. Our money was always going to go digital. It was going to go peer-to-peer. It was going to go trustless, permissionless, and on a blockchain, a public ledger. He believes that Bitcoin busts the monopoly of finance. And this is a guy who worked in banking for many, many decades, as did I, right? The banking industry gets busted with Bitcoin. And so does the Federal Reserve and the fiat system. And finally, he says crypto replaces trust with truth. Why should I have to trust when I can just use truth? Right now, I have to trust the fact my bank will give me my money back. I have to trust the fact my government isn't going to print more money. Why not just have truth? Where I have a cryptographic code and my money's there. Who here thinks that's a better idea? Put your hands up, right? Right? They can't print more of it and it's mine. It's mine. Ownership is something that's slowly been taken away from us as humans, and it's not okay. Ownership, there's a lot more to ownership than just greed. When you own something, you can do something with it. You can modify it. You can create more value with it. You can create business with it. The concept of ownership has marked the upward surge of human civilization since almost the beginning of time. And yet now a lot of our governments around the world are trying to take it away from us because that's how they control us. This is not what we want, folks. So lastly, I want to share with you a message from Yatsu. Yatsu is the chairman of Animoca Brands, about a $4 billion basically fund that's invested, I think, in over 600 companies in the blockchain, gaming, metaverse, AI space. He believes that artificial intelligence will revolutionize Web3 and then build a $1 trillion metaverse market. Now, that's a subsector of obviously the entire digital asset ecosystem. Yat is, in my opinion, the single most important voice in the open metaverse. And I've been really privileged to have 3 interviews with him on London Real. I spent time with him in multiple continents. And he's becoming a good friend. And we've actually now also invested in about 3 of his companies that Animoca has invested in. I hope to honestly invest in another 30 more, quite frankly. We DM all the time on WhatsApp, and I think he's just one of the most incredible voices in this space. And so I want you to listen to what Yat's thinking about the metaverse, about AI, and how it also is going to push forward the adoption of blockchain. And so, as I said, Yat's come on the show many times. So I just got to make sure I'm showing you the latest interview with Yat because he's got so many. Yat was the guy originally, basically 2 years ago, that taught me what the metaverse was, right? I honestly didn't know what the metaverse. By the way, raise your hand if you're still not exactly sure what exactly the metaverse is, right? There's still like a little gray area around there as well, right? The good thing about Yat is he'll explain to you exactly what it is. So this was Yat when he was recently here at my studio in London.
Why would you exist in a Web2 paradigm where you're making literally pennies on the dollar when you should be receiving your fair share of value, which is what's happening in Web3? So that is the meaning of the open metaverse. And if you're not in it, then I think you're really sort of not seeing where the future is, because virtual work, I think, is the future anyway.
It's not a new thing. This is just us, but now represented digitally, and it's only going one way.
Where are we spending our time? We're spending our time digitally. Owning our data, owning the derivative of our data is so critical, and people don't understand that, especially in this age of AI. Because after all, AI lives off our data. We are feeding the AI. You wouldn't have ChatGPT or self-driving cars if it wasn't for our data. And how much are we getting paid for it? Big fat zero.
You're giving away your data and someone's selling it back to you.
That trade of that data commodity has always been locked until today.
One of the things we aren't taught in school is we're not taught about money.
No, not at all.
And
It's a scandal, if you ask me. I think it's scandalous. When you onboard any person from Web 2 to Web 3, you're not just opening a wallet for them. The effective onboarding comes with financial education. That's the part that has been missing. If now billions of people have similar knowledge about financial systems, that to me becomes the antidote for financial abuse.
Do you think the fight for digital property rights is the most important fight of the human species?
What we're building is bigger than us. If you don't have property rights, you can't have freedom. If you can't have the ownership of it, then you can't predict the future for it. If you can see your future, then you can build towards it, and you're naturally optimistic. If you can't see your future, that's, I think, where trouble begins.
We liking Yatsu? Come on, give it a little bit of Yat love, right? The line that really resonated with me just now, I could listen to Yat all day. I could listen to all of these people all day. He said, if you don't have property rights, you don't have freedom. You know, when I'm sitting there talking to Yat, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to like a 19th century philosopher. You know, you think he's talking about the metaverse and games and VR headsets. No, no, no. He's talking about your right to be a human, your right for freedom of everything, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of ownership. We're going into a digital world. If you can't own those property rights, those digital property rights, let alone your house or your car or your money, then there's a big problem. And so I love having Yat here. He's super inspirational. Like I said, we're in a bunch of these deals that we're investing in right now are Animoca backed. And I think he's got a lot to tell us about what's going on in the future. He also called it scandalous, the lack of financial education that we receive as a species. How many people agree with that? Scandalous. Like I never heard anybody use that word. But what did he say? He said that when we bring these people into the blockchain, we are giving them an education. And again, that's also what we do in the Crypto and DeFi Academy. When we show you how to buy stablecoins and Bitcoin and Ethereum, when we show you how to set up a cold wallet and a hot wallet, when we show you how to get yield, to get a return, to get cash flow on those assets, we show you how to do that with smart contracts. When we show you all those things, we're literally giving you a financial education. That we believe is the future. And so just quick takeaways from Yat on that. Really important stuff. But this is what I get out of that. Web3 gives us our freedoms back. So important. Remember, Web2 took our freedoms away. In 2020, I got in a big fight with YouTube. That's a Web2 company. Why did I fight with them? Because they owned all of my data and all my digital property. Does that make sense to everybody here? Right? They owned all of your information as my subscribers. They owned all of the videos I ever created, right? So they owned me. And that way I had no freedom. And if they said, you can't do this, Brian, and you can't do this, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, then guess what? I had to do it, or they would take everything away from me. I don't think that's right. And so the Web3 gives us our freedom back. Yet also believes the metaverse is the future. And I agree. What is this right now? What is this we're in right now? It's a bit of a metaverse, isn't it? Right? We're all hanging out in this weird digital space. Okay. All right, fine. Well, Christine's not a cat and I'm not a dog and we're not like, in a skateboard park or something, but it's still a metaverse, right? And this is going to be the future. And finally is that crypto will empower the AI economy. This is something Yat told me backstage and Consensus in Texas when we were hanging out with William Shatner. the lights were down and he said, Brian, he said, AI is going to necessitate the use of the blockchain. And I'd never heard that before. And I thought that was powerful. And so the question you're probably asking yourself is, okay, Brian, what do I do with this? And how can I create the generational wealth that I need, that I want? And how can I take part in this opportunity that's probably not going to come around ever again? I think you get one of these about every 10 years. You know, you got about one every 10 years where you can jump in on something that can make you a lot of money if you're early and if you're intelligent and if you're with the right people. And the way you do it is you start getting involved with people that know what they're doing in this space. And so 2 years ago, I invested in Cross the Ages. This is Sammy Schlagu, the CEO. We had him on the show. And lately, his Web3 game has been dominating the app stores. He's been selling multiple millions of dollars of NFTs. After we had him on the show, he got more investment, $12 million to be exact, from Ubisoft and Animoca Brands. And he's been absolutely crushing it. And so we expect the token to be released this year, and we expect a 10x pop. And then from there, it could go to 100x. So we have a track record here of knowing how to invest in the blockchain, how to use the blockchain, how to understand crypto assets for long-term creation of wealth. And so this is Orange Comet, another one of our investments. This is Dave Broom on the right. They are building metaverses that are AI powered for some of the greatest entertainment franchises in the world. This is Eric Poulier of Atom. He is building metaverses for the biggest companies in the world, including Google, PepsiCo, Slack, and the list goes on and on. Another one of our investments. This is Jason Ma, who was here on Monday in my studio. He is building the hottest new Web3 super app for artists and creators. He is trying to give people like me my customers back, ownership of my property back, my freedoms back. And we're invested in this company. This is Dan Tapiero's $1 billion fund that's investing in all the infrastructure of this system. Like I said, we're putting $1 million into that fund. This is the OpenAI killer, putting $1 million into this company. And of course, Life Beyond, which is the metaverse where fiction becomes reality, Animoca backed, hottest token sale I've seen in years. And we're in this as well. So if you want to learn from someone, folks, we are the people to learn from. We've taught over 1,000 students. A lot of those students are investing alongside of us because pretty much everybody in my investment club has gone through or will go through my Crypto and DeFi Academy. And you're going to need these tools in order to win. Remember what Sun Tzu said, every battle is won before it's ever fought. Are you preparing now for that fight? If not, you're going to lose every time. And you're going to wonder what happened, and maybe you'll cry about it, and maybe you'll ask for justice, but it's still a loss. What did Jeff Bezos of Amazon say? Complaining is not a strategy. Preparing is a strategy. And so I believe that the greatest way to predict the future is to create it. And that's literally what we're doing every day here at London Real. Martini will probably agree with you. We are probably at the very top of our game, the highest we've ever been in 12 years. It's just the truth. We really are. We've got the greatest communities in the world. We've got the greatest educational products, and we're making these people inside our communities filthy rich. And I want to do more and more and more of it until the whole world recognizes what we're doing here with London Real Ventures, with London Real Academy, with our mission statement, everything. And that's what we're doing. And you can be a part of it on the inside, or you can watch it from the outside, but it's going to happen either way. And so in order to be successful, if you want to be successful, I believe you need three things. I don't believe it. I know you need three things. I've been doing this for a minute, right? We've actually graduated over 5,000 students from our entire academy. This is what you need if you want to create the wealth that you deserve. You need education, but that's not enough, right? How many people have bought a book and never read it, right? How many people have bought one of those online courses and never finished it? Raise your hand if that's you. I've done it too. I've done it too, right? Because look, we successfully graduate students, right? So I know what it takes. You need the education. Then you need the mentorship. You need a single person that's going to keep you focused, that's done it before, that can show you the way, that can inspire you, that can answer questions, that can hold you accountable. In this case, that's me. But guess what? That's not enough. I cannot do this on my own with just the education. The community comes next. And we have really mastered the art of community. And again, I got to defer to Martini for creating these amazing communities of people that love being together. They love pushing each other. And quite frankly, they will not accept your excuses for staying poor. Whereas your friends and family, they love your excuses for staying poor because then you stay like them. If you're in my community, they don't want to hear your excuses. They want you to be rich. And I think that's the community you want to hang around. And so that's why I created my Crypto and DeFi Academy, because we want the war to be won before it's fought. And in just 4 weeks, I will get you up to speed in this space where you will know 99% more than anybody that you go to at a crypto conference. I'm going to be in Singapore next month. I'll be in Dubai in October. I'll be back in Paris next year. Then I'll be in Texas. I'm telling you, what I teach you in 4 weeks will make you smarter than 99% of the people that walk around those conferences. I kid you not. The only thing stopping you will be your own insecurity, which will help you get over as well. And again, it's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's an invitation-only process, but if you're here tonight, we've actually pre-approved you to join this program. The next class starts in 5 days. We got a popping course here. It's full of some amazing people. We've also got members of my investment club in the Crypto and DeFi Academy. So you'll literally be shoulder to shoulder with people that are investing millions of dollars in these protocols, and they'll tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes. And again, this is the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history, and it's your chance to be a part of it. This is what we do. It's 8 hours of live calls with me personally, right? I'm there with you the whole way. You get exclusive access to our online e-learning platform with all of our videos and workbooks. There's 20 plus videos and workbooks. You have my triple tiered accountability system I've been using for over 6 years to make sure that you get the work done. There's no place to hide. You're not going to do it later. You're not going to do it in your spare time. You're not going to do it next year because we all know that's BS. I am here to transform you, and anything else, quite frankly, is a waste of my time. I take this seriously. We have dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers work with you every single day. We got a private group for posting assignments, uploading videos, exchanging information. I mean, nobody teaches like we do. I honestly will take the Pepsi challenge against any academy in the world, including my alma mater, MIT, including the folks over here at Oxford with their fancy accents, nonsense, hogwash. And by the way, they copy my courses all the time. I'm sorry, but my Crypto and DeFi Academy was launched. We did it in June 21, right, Martini? Literally 2 months later, MIT and these others are offering the same program at the same price point. But nobody wants to join those courses because they don't understand community. And they're not talking to the biggest names in the world. And these professors at MIT had never put $1 into any investment. So again, what do they say? Those that can't do, teach. I think there's a little truth in that. Maybe I'll be a little harsh. So that's what we do. You can join us right now at londonreal.tv/buy. When you join there, we'll bring you right in. We'll get you into the private group. You'll see all the other community members there. You'll get access to module 0, module 1, and we'll be ready to go. And I'll see you Monday, 6 p.m. UK time for our first live call. We don't play around, folks. Within 4 weeks, you'll be up to speed and you'll be ready to make a lot of money this year. You don't even have to wait till next year. And by the way, all the opportunities are happening now. You cannot wait another month on this because when Bitcoin pops to 40,000, it's too late. It's too late. The money will be gone. You have to buy at these lows now. This is our curriculum. Week 1 is the entire history of this complex marketplace explained. If you don't know your history, how are you going to know the future? You will literally read the Bitcoin white paper. It was funny, Martini, right? Because Dan Tapiero was talking about reading the Bitcoin white paper. I could see Martini cracking a smile because all of our students have read the Bitcoin white paper. It's 8 pages. It's a little complicated if you haven't, taken a differential equations class at MIT recently. And I haven't taken that recently. It was 30 years ago. But you'll get through it and you'll understand more than you think you will. And more importantly, it'll mean that no one will ever run game on you again. As in, nobody will try to trick you into doing something with Bitcoin. So you can say, wait a second, I read the Bitcoin white paper. That's not right. I'll teach you about Ethereum. I'll teach you about smart contracts. I'll think you about the DeFi summer of 2020, and the list goes on and on. Week 2, you get into the arena. We don't play around here. If you don't have them already, you'll buy your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your stable coins. You'll set up your centralized exchanges. You'll set up your hot wallet. You'll set up your cold wallet, and you will execute your very first decentralized finance trade. Yes, in the second week. I tell this to a lot of the billionaires that come on my show. They can't even believe that we teach this. And I'm like, yeah, we teach it and my students get it and they win. Then we get into week 3 and we get more complex. You're going to start doing yield swaps, liquidity pools. You're going to even buy options on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yes, I'm a former options trader and you're going to be one as well. Module 4 is how to make the money. How do you profit by trading these assets? It's managing risk. I'm going to teach you my 10 coin rule, my 30-day watch list, my first system, all the things that are going to show you how to make a ton of money. I teach this all remotely. Again, we've graduated students from over 100 countries from around the world. And this is your chance to be part of the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. This is the hot link, leonardville.tv/buy. We'll stick it in the chat. You can literally change your life in 10 minutes right now. I actually didn't do this recently. Last week, you had to still apply. The week before, you still had to apply. So you all have the hot link. Not many people do actually have this. So I highly recommend you pull the trigger and take advantage of it. Because you're here tonight, and if you buy tonight, these bonuses are only for if you buy tonight. I'm going to give you a couple special bonuses. The first one is a live event I did with the $1 trillion man himself, Dan Pena. This was at the Ritz Hotel in London. It was an all-day event. I think it cost about $10,000 to attend. There were 2 billionaires in the room. This is before crypto, by the way. And Dan Pena comes out blasting. And basically, it's a little encouragement for you to get wealthy. Does that make sense to everybody here? Right? A little encouragement. Right? I apologize in advance for his language, but I don't really apologize, because if it's going to get you rich, I'm all for it. Then I'm going to give you bonus module 1 from our Kings of DeFi. This is our advanced crypto trading course. And I'm going to show you how to trade like the Terminator using my 1% rule and my fixed reward to risk ratios that'll show you how to lock your profits in. Then I'm going to give you module 1 of our investment club. Now, this is something I shouldn't be giving you out, but I'm going to give it to you. And that is, what is a crypto pre-sale token and how you can directly invest in early stage companies via SAFs and safes. This is gold, folks. This is making people tens of millions of dollars, and you're going to get access to module 1. And look, I just want to say this class might not be for you, right? I only want people to buy this course if this is for you. If it's not, you can go somewhere else. It's not for crypto day traders. Any crypto day traders in here? Probably not. You probably got taken out in a stretcher last year and the year before. Day traders lose money. Please go somewhere else. Get rich quick audience. If you're looking to get rich quick, you are going to get poor quick. Does that make sense to everybody here? Right? If you want to get rich quick, there's some goofball out there that's selling you that somewhere. It won't be hard for you to find. Just go look around for those people and you can find out. That's not what we're doing here. I'm creating generational wealth for my students over the next 10 years. That's what I'm doing. This is not for meme coin fans and internet trolls. These aren't for blockchain fanboys that love the beauty and science of the blockchain. This is not for a crypto academic that, again, studies the hash rate and the halving. I'm looking for people that pull the trigger in order to make a lot of money. That's what we're teaching here. And this is just a quick sneak peek at a bunch of my students that have graduated from this. Again, we've graduated over 1,000 people. And about 85 of them have gone on to my investment club. And those are the people that are making massive amounts of money with us right now. And again, these people have just gotten so much out of this experience. And I must say, when I think about this, Martini, I think it's probably because of the incredible community that we create, the trust. Again, it's education, it's mentorship, and it's community. That's what it is. And here is what my students are saying.
It's been overwhelmingly positive. I was really surprised by how much depth Brian and his team have put into this course.
It jolted me, and perhaps is what I needed to be pushed out of my comfort zone and to face my resistance in a lot of areas in my life.
What Brian and the team produced is something special, and I'm so grateful and blessed to be a part of this journey right now.
I have learned a lot about myself, about my poor mindset, about my poor habits, about money. Nothing that I've learned here, any school or university ever teach me.
It's really pushed me. It's pushed me above and beyond what even I thought was possible. I've done a few business courses in the past, but nothing can compare to the Wealth Academy.
It has been life-changing. It's a spiritual journey, a hero's journey. This marks a turning point in my life.
It looked to me being so wide, covering so many topics, that it was just going to be like an intro course for all other programs. And boy, was I wrong.
Here you have to face your fears, dig deep within with honesty and vulnerability. Jump in the void, take action without excuses, and all aiming for the same purpose of finally changing the world to make it a place of freedom, empowerment, respect, success, wealth, and health. This is priceless.
Very grateful for everyone I've met on the course. I love you guys. This will be forever etched in my memory. It's a beautiful experience, and I would recommend this to anyone.
Lean in, face your fears, face your resistance, support your teammates. My biggest takeaway from this course was knowing that I could make an impact.
And this is by far one of the best, most well laid out and thought through courses, plus the depth of the material is just one of a kind.
So I thank you all ever so much. You're all incredible. The family is amazing. Brian is super awesome. The Wealth Academy staff and team are just so helpful and incredible.
It's worth the investment. Come with us, grow and thrive and challenge yourself, and let's build this new world together.
I recommend to everybody to start this course. Don't have any doubts, just trust the process. It's really life-changing.
Love my students, right? I know Martina gets a big smile when that happens. So look, we love teaching this course. I can't wait to kick off our next one on Monday. It's going to be amazing. This is the time to invest in yourself, folks. And so again, leonardville.tv/buy, click on the link, pull the trigger. I'm telling you, this will be one of the greatest investments you make in yourself for sure. This is Martina and her details. You can book a call with her if you want to have further discussions. But I must say, she's very, very busy because she's in high demand. People right now are trying to get in on our Crypto and DeFi Academy, and we're about to close out our investment club. So I think she's got 1 or 2 places she's trying to fill in the investment club. We got 4 hot deals right now. So like she's literally taking calls around the clock. So please book a call with her only if you are serious about joining one of these courses now, not later, not next week, etc. Because like I said, you know, we're always oversubscribed for these courses. So those are her details. And by the way, this is just one part of our Wealth Academy journey. We've got a Wealth Accelerator course that helps you with the mindset of money, which is crucial because without the right mindset, even if you make $10 million, you're going to lose it all. Then we have our Crypto and DeFi Accelerator. Of course, when you're done with that 4-week program, you can continue with us for 6 months with our Kings of DeFi. And you can go into the metaverse, you can mint NFTs, you can learn how to read charts, you can do advanced options trading, you can create your own influencer channels, and you can really start understanding how to even start your own fund. And then, of course, the investment club is for people that want private jets. And that's what we're doing by investing in a lot of these companies. That's a very special group, about 80 people right now from around the world that are literally creating massive amounts of wealth. I've pledged to those people that I'm going to create $10 billion of wealth for them over the next 10 years. And you can watch it all happen. So there you go, folks. Again, what is your why? These 2 boys make me get up early and stay here late. If you can find a why, then the how is easy. How many people here have your own people, friends, family, children, grandchildren that you want to look out for the coming, years or decades, right? Again, how important are they to you? That's the question. If they really are important, you will find a way to do this. One of my great guests on the show is Robert Kiyosaki. He said, a poor person says, I can't afford it. A rich person says, how can I afford it? He said, a statement closes the mind. A question opens the mind. So Crypto and DeFi Academy, I can't afford it. No, wait a second. How can I afford it? Because if it makes me $250,000, I surely can afford it. The investment club, the same thing. How can I afford it? You start to look at things differently. That's how a rich person thinks. And so again, this is an exercise for you. This is a special moment to be on this journey with us. And we are going all the way with this. We're having a tremendous amount of success. And like I said, I just want to make everybody around me filthy rich. That's my metric of success, right? I was joking that I want Petya to roll up to London next time in her private jet with her furs and her ice coming off her hands. But of course, she's just coming from a crypto conference where she's got a company that's empowering the next 1 billion people to get financial freedom. That's the kind of people I want to roll with. And that's the kind of people we're creating inside our clubs. And so I'd love to answer some questions for everybody here. Was that helpful in some way, shape, or form? Did you get something good out of that? I hope. Great. If you have any questions, DM them for me now. We are really privileged to have Martini here. So I might just click into her and get her just to tell you how to contact her.
Awesome. Well, this has been an amazing session here today, Brian, and thank you for always sharing the news that's hot off the press. So one thing that is to be considered, guys, is that we are truly living in one of the greatest dislocations of wealth in human history. And for those of you who are sitting on the sidelines, let me just say that now is really the time to get into the arena. Now is the time to start building. Now is the time to start creating generational wealth. millionaires and billionaires are created during these times. So why not seize the opportunity, and why not seize the moment? And here I was going to say the investment club, but all of our programs here in London Real, like, we are all about that transformation and all about that building wealth. And you are going to be doing it definitely with an amazing leader like Brian, who's been, in the money arena for years. That's his background, right? As well as being tapped into a community of people who are going to be supporting you in building that wealth. So for those of you who are looking into joining us in the DeFi Academy, it doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're just beginner or just in the seasoned area of crypto or DeFi, there is definitely something that's going to support you in there. So we are definitely hands-on, having Brian as, leading the way, as well as team leaders, community managers, and of course, other students who are going to be taking this journey to support you. So you will not be left by yourself in this experience. So for those of you who are looking into joining us, I went ahead and I put some links inside of the chat. So if you look down and look at the chat, you'll see my little notes and my little emojis there. So for those of you who have questions about the Crypto and DeFi Academy there is a link for you to go ahead and connect in, take a look at the page and see everything that you're going to be experiencing that 4 weeks. And there is a link for you to go ahead and purchase, of course. For those of you who have additional questions, you're wanting to join us, but you just want to know just a little bit more about the Crypto DeFi Academy course and how we can best support you, there is a link for you to go ahead and book a call with me. But like Brian said, I only want to talk to people who are serious and who are ready to join us now. I don't want to talk to you if you're talking about joining us a couple of months from now. You'll be missing out on deals, and you'll be missing out on incredible opportunities, as well as, with the crypto and DeFi space, things are ever changing. So you definitely want to take action now and get plugged in now. So that my time is only reserved for people who are absolutely serious. I do know that we are spread out all throughout the world, and so we all have different time zones and different times to be able to connect. So in looking at my schedule, if you don't see a time that is available in your time zone, please go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger and/or email. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and what time zone you're in, and what time is most available for you, and I'll definitely do my best to accommodate. Like Brian said, I work round the clock, and I love to connect with each and all of you, not because I necessarily have to, but it's really because I want to, because the more people that we are able to support, the better off we're going to be long-term with humanity. So that's just me doing my part, at least that's the way I think it anyway. So guys, go ahead and connect with me. We can't wait to see you on the inside. Don't let it stop here. Don't just be a bystander. Get into the arena, start building that wealth at whatever capacity you can. And we can't wait to see you on the inside. Back to you, Brian.
Amazing. Give it up for Martini, please. Right? Fantastic. Thanks, Martini. She's really at the tip of the spear right now of everything happening. It's funny because this is August, when everyone says it's the quiet part of the year. This is our busiest time we've had all year here. All right. It's just crazy. Julian keeps hitting the gong here at the headquarters because people are signing up for our Wealth Academy. People are buying our Crypto DeFi Academy. They're buying our Kings of DeFi, and the investment club is going crazy right now. Also, we've got 4 of the hottest deals on the planet that we're funding as well. We got CEOs dropping in on live calls. It's crazy. I actually like it. I have a hard time getting to sleep tonight. I don't know if it's just me, Martini, but it's just, I go home and I'm just thinking. I can't slow my brain down. But these are high quality problems at this point, right? Like when you have too many Lamborghinis to fit in the garage, those high quality problems, right? I have all this, I'm paying so much taxes because I'm making so much money. These are high quality problems. Everyone know what I mean by high quality problems, right? So it's a great time. We would love for all of you to be involved in some way, shape, or form. And look, the reason we created these academies is so you can come along with us for this journey. We could easily shut all this down and just make this money ourselves. But we love the people that are involved with us. That's what makes this special. Doing it with amazing people from around the world. And I'm telling you, these are your tribe. These are the people you've been looking for your entire life. This is what, when you hang out with friends and family sometimes, and you're hanging out at those parties or those gatherings, and you're like, is this it? Is this what life's all about? That's because you haven't yet found the people that are on your vibrations in your tribe. If you're on this call tonight and you're still here by the end, then you know the people inside here are your people. And I'd love to introduce you to them at some point. And so there you go. There's a bunch of great questions people were asking. Merrick was saying, what platform do the communities use to communicate? So in Investment Club, we use Telegram because that's the communication platform of choice for all people in crypto for a variety of reasons, you know, encryption, monitoring, whatever. We also use other platforms like Discord as well. In our Wealth Academy and our Crypto and DeFi Academy, we obviously use Zoom for a lot of our meetups and our calls, and we have our own e-learning platform where people can watch our modules, et cetera. So we have a variety of ways that we communicate. What we want to do is create community no matter what. Also, we like people to upload videos so we can see who people are. And obviously everybody uses real names, which is unlike most of the things in crypto. So that's what we do. A bunch of people are really interested, asking questions about investing, asking questions about crypto. Folks, I'm telling you, Warren Buffett says the best investment is in yourself. So this is what you want to do first. Before you buy Bitcoin, before you invest in these projects that I'm going to show you, invest in yourself. And that means invest in something that's going to teach you, train you, educate you, give you that community, that mentor. That will get a bigger return than Bitcoin ever will. Trust me. You'll get a 10,000x return on any investment you make in your education. So do that first. And after that, we'll show you everything else that you need to invest in. It's easy. We've had people with no experience come in and start putting money in deals. We've had people with no experience coming in and starting to bring in deals. And it's absolutely just incredible what we're doing. Anyway, some amazing other comments here. I just want to say thank you to everybody here. Date-wise, the next Crypto and DeFi Academy literally starts on Monday. The Investment Club next call is tomorrow. Martini's booked up, but she will make time for you if you are serious. And I would just say, now's the time. All right. Now's the time. And I look forward to seeing you on our next live call. All right. Big love, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.